All right. Well, good morning. Welcome and thank you for joining us for the Houston Area Parkinson Society Biennial Engage, Educate, Empower Symposium. I'm Kathleen Crist, Executive Director of HAPS. We're grateful to know that you are online with us today for this very exciting full-day educational program. HAPS was started in 1974 by a group of families who decided they wanted more resources as they managed life with Parkinson's disease. One of those resources was finding high quality, relevant information that addressed their questions and their needs as individuals and families living with PD. And as a result, they created this symposium, which we've continued to offer all these years later. So let's get this program started. We have an extraordinary day lined up for you, made possible through all of the hard work of HAPS staff who have diligently designed every detail of the program, the generosity of our community partners and sponsors, the expertise of our presenters, and hundreds of people attending today from around the world. I'd like to take just a quick minute to give a special thank you to Celeste Harris, our HAPS Director of Social Services, who did a fantastic job putting together and coordinating all aspects of this virtual program. It was no easy task, but it was done seamlessly. So thank you, Celeste. A couple of reminders before we get started today. This is a live event and not previously recorded. So if you join a session after it's already started, you will be joining live and won't be able to go back and watch from the beginning. Also, I want to remind you that the virtual platform requires that you click to join each of the day's sessions. So just as you did now, you will enter the auditorium, click the screen, and the agenda will pop up. Click the button to join. You will also receive a pop-up notice giving you 2-minute reminders ahead of each session. You were emailed a complete symposium packet yesterday, but you can also access the handouts for each session on the agenda page as well. Now, to officially kick us off, I want to introduce the chair of HAPS Medical Advisory Board, Dr. Erin Furr, Stimming, who is a professor in the Department of Neurology at University of Texas Health Science Center at Houston, McGovern Medical School, and fellow of the American Academy of Neurology. She served as chief of neurology at LBJ Hospital for 7 years and is the founder and director of the Huntington's Disease Clinic at UT Health McGovern Medical School, which is the only Huntington's Disease Society America Center of Excellence in Texas. She serves as the Neurology Clerkship Director and has received the Dean's Excellence in Training Award every year since 2009. She has received the DuPont Master Clinical Teaching Award and is a member of the Academy of Master Educators and a McGovern Society leader. She is chair of the American Academy of Neurology Consortium of Neurology Clerkship Directors and has been named a super doctor by Texas Monthly and a top doctor by Houstonia Magazine for the past several years. She received her medical degree from the Chicago Medical School and completed her postgraduate training, including a neurology residency and movement disorders fellowship at University of Texas Health Science Center at Houston, where she is currently involved in clinical treatment and research. Dr. Furr Stimming is actively engaged in the Parkinson's community, and she is the current chair of the Houston Area Parkinson Society's Medical Advisory Board. Today, she is joining us to assist with hosting and moderating duties, and so we welcome Dr. Furr Stimming.
Thank you. Thanks so much, Kathleen. That was quite the introduction for an introduction. I'll go ahead and get started. Thank you again, Kathleen, and thank you to everyone for joining us today. We are thrilled that you've chosen to spend your Saturday educating yourself about Parkinson's disease, or PD. Education is really essential to living your best life with PD. In educating yourself, you can become a more effective partner with your treatment team, which will allow you to actively engage in your care. Educating yourself can improve your quality of life and can improve quality of life not only for you, but importantly for your care partner as well. As you expand your knowledge of PD, you and your care partner can plan accordingly and set realistic goals and expectations. We'll hear this morning from Dr. Michelle York, who will help us better understand the cognitive changes that may occur due to PD. We hope that this enhances your understanding of an important non-motor symptom of PD and dispels any misperceptions that you might have. Educating yourself allows you to keep up with clinical trials, which even if they're not applicable, can be a source of hope concerning the possibility of new treatments in the future. Speaking of new treatments, you'll hear today about new medical and surgical treatment options for Parkinson's disease from Dr. Raja Mahana during his talk titled New and Emerging Treatment Options. You'll also hear from Dr. Amir Faraji about the evolution of surgical procedures in PD. Educating yourself about PD allows you and your physician to be proactive in treating PD. You will hear later today from Dr. Maggie Abbott about the incredibly important role of rehabilitation in PD. You will hear about the strategies and tools to help you to be proactive during your PD journey. PD is slowly progressive, and I always like to highlight that it's slowly progressive and, of course, very treatable, as you'll hear today, but it is progressive. So it is imperative that we educate ourselves about all aspects of care throughout the continuum of PD. We'll hear later today about the long-term management strategies from Dr. Arjun Tarakad, and Dr. Addie Patterson will educate us about the role of palliative care in PD. By learning more about PD today, we hope that you gain a sense of both empowerment and control over this disease. We hope that even though this is a virtual platform, you can find comfort and support in talking with and meeting others who are also on their PD journey, learning from each other and sharing stories with people who truly understand. So let's get started. Let's educate ourselves. Let's engage today and empower ourselves about living with PD and managing PD on a daily basis. Importantly, before we hear from our first speaker, I'd like to thank our sponsors. We could not have done this without our sponsors today, and we are so grateful. So I'm going just to list our sponsors quickly. Our presenting partner is Supernus, AbbVie, Accorda Therapeutics, Boston Scientific, UCB, Amneal, Home Instead, Medtronic, and Synovian are all our wonderful sponsors. And again, we are so very grateful that they're helping us today learn more about PD. So if you're joining us for the live event, please make sure that you visit our sponsors during the breaks in the exhibitor hall, which you can access from the main area of the platform. So I think we're ready to get started. Please join us for our first session, Explaining Cognition with Dr. Michelle York. Thanks, everyone.